That crispy, crunchy thin crust, paired with an incredibly soft, fluffy and airy crumb, made it simple, and using the tray that comes with your oven. It's no longer a fantasy. This pizza has that magical balance between a satisfyingly crispy bite and a pillowy mouthful that made you live addicted for quite some time. The high hydration dough and no-knead techniques guarantee a bubbly crumb that make this pizza as light as a feather. Let's start by adding 2 grams of fresh yeast and 270 grams of lukewarm water into a measuring cup, followed by 7 grams of salt. Many people prefer to add salt and yeast separately due to potential issues that may arise from combining them simultaneously. You can add the salt separately after mixing the ingredients. In a separate bowl, combine 150 grams of strong flour with a W factor of 300 and 12 grams of protein, along with 150 grams of Manitoba flour with a W factor of 380 and 13 grams of protein. It might seem surprising, but I've made this pizza several times and there were occasions when I found myself needing to add more water than initially specified. For example, the dough we have now is a bit too dry. Only add extra water if absolutely necessary, and do so in increments of 10 grams at a time, until you achieve this consistency. Slightly sloppy, somewhat soft, but still elastic, with a lumpy and rough texture, shaggy but without being excessively wet. Once everything is thoroughly mixed, let the dough sit at room temperature for approximately 1 hour to initiate the rising process. Afterward, allow it to rest in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Grease your work surface and place the dough onto it. Fold one side over the other with your greased hands. Once done, allow at least 30 minutes to pass before repeating the series of foldings. We'll need to repeat this process 3 or 4 times. Fold and wait 30 minutes. Fold and wait 30 minutes. Fold and wait 30 minutes. If necessary, repeat the folding process one last time. You might be wondering why I'm not using water. The answer is simple. I found that omitting oil affected the texture of the crumb. Sometimes it turned out too chewy. Other times it tasted more like bread than pizza. Obviously, it also depends from the type of flour. If you prefer not to add oil to your dough, that's perfectly fine. You can work the dough with water instead. Just be cautious, because an excess of water can alter the dough, making it shaggier. After the final series of folding, you'll need to seal the bottom of your dough. Embrace it from below and gently rotate it around itself. The circular movements and the light pressure of your hands will effectively seal the bottom. Grease the bowl with a small amount of oil, then transfer the dough into it and let it rest for the last 30 minutes. On your work surface, generously sprinkle semolina flour or rice flour and place the dough on it. Lightly dust the edges with the minimum amount of flour required to prevent your fingers from sticking. Take opposite sides of the dough, press them together, and begin pinching and applying pressure to seal the edges. Repeat this process as necessary until the dough takes on structure and can be shaped into a small ball. Remove any excess semolina or rice flour when sealing the dough, as an excess on the bottom can hinder proper closure. Flip the dough over, and as before, rotate it around itself while letting your fingers slip under the bottom until it forms a smooth ball. Clean the bowl and grease it again, then place the dough inside and let it rise at room temperature for up to 4 hours. As for the leftover rice flour, we are not going to discard it. I use a sieve to return it to the jar of flour specifically used for working the dough. The time needed for the dough to rise depends on the temperature of your kitchen. In my kitchen, which was at 21 degrees Celsius, it took approximately 3 hours and a half for the dough to triple in volume. Ensure it doesn't rise too much. Before working the dough again, preheat the oven to 250 degrees Celsius in conventional mode. Grease your baking tray with some oil. And prepare the ingredients. The tomato sauce should be warm and not overly thick. I flavored mine with a bit of extra virgin olive oil and salt. For the cheese, use low moisture or shredded mozzarella at room temperature. Sprinkle the work surface with generous rice or semolina flour. Turn the bowl over onto the floured surface and allow the dough to fall onto it. The dough may appear shaggy, and this time I'm going to seal the edges only once. Once the edges are sealed, flip the dough over the surface. Pinch the sides to stretch it. Then lightly press the sides first, then the center. This helps stretch the dough and redistributes and levels it. Once done, transfer the dough onto the tray and stretch it. If it doesn't stretch enough, let it relax for 15 minutes. Allowing it to rest a bit will make it much easier to stretch it to cover the entire tray. While doing this, lightly press the surface of the pizza as if you're making dimples. This helps rebalance the air contained inside the dough, and the small depressions created by your fingers will enhance the surface bubbles. Add a thin layer of tomato sauce and spread it with a brush. Bake the pizza for 15-20 minutes. I'm going to place the tray directly on the bottom of the oven. Remove the pizza from the oven when you see the first dark spots appearing on its surface. You can add the remaining tomato sauce and some mozzarella flakes here and there, or leave it without. Mozzarella is not always necessary, You can also add some fresh oregano or basil leaves or other toppings after it's baked. Return the pizza to the oven, this time placing it on the upper rack, and give it the final minutes of baking with the grill function. Allow it to cool on a wire rack for a little while before serving. No need to choose here. This pizza will make everybody happy. Thin crust lovers, air bubble lovers, soft and airy crumb lovers. It's just pure unbeatable pizza paradise with every heavenly bite. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like and share. Leave a comment, consider subscribing, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.